Before we delve into today's topic, let's explore 7 things that many women secretly love but rarely express directly. If you've ever wondered what really goes on in a woman's mind, or the little things they appreciate but don't often say out loud, then this video is definitely for you. Watch until the end, because what you're about to learn could change your perspective on women and build a deeper connection with them. If this is your first time visiting the channel, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any more exciting content we'll share. Many men often find women difficult to understand. Part of the reason is that women don't always express their feelings or desires clearly. Instead, they often communicate through small signs and more subtle ways of interacting. Therefore, if you truly want to understand women, you need to learn to pay attention to what they express indirectly instead of just listening to what they say. If you think women will always tell you directly what they like or want, that's not always the case. There are many things they find attractive or cherish, but they don't feel the need to say them out loud. Perhaps it's because, for them, those things are natural, or simply because they don't like discussing them too much. In this video, we'll explore 7 things women genuinely love but rarely admit directly. And at the end, I'll also share a special piece of advice that can make a big difference in a relationship. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This applies powerfully to how you approach these small gestures. Your reaction to her presence, your ability to be present and attentive, is what she is truly responding to. Not your words, but the quality of your attention and the safety you create through these quiet actions. First, a gentle massage before romantic moments. Using a moisturizing cream or a little essential oil to create gentle caresses can help create a warm, relaxing atmosphere and relieve stress after a long day. Such simple actions often contribute to increased emotional intimacy between two people. Many women genuinely enjoy this feeling, even though they don't often express it. And sometimes, these small moments leave a very deep impression on their minds. Think about it for a moment. When was the last time you took the time to truly slow down and connect with her through touch? In our fast-paced world, where everything moves at breakneck speed, a deliberate, unhurried touch communicates one powerful thing: you are present, and she is your priority. Beyond relieving physical tension, these small gestures of attention can also significantly strengthen the emotional connection within a relationship, triggering the release of oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. Many women deeply appreciate these kinds of details, even though they almost never express it directly. And when they experience something like this, that moment often leaves a deep emotional impression that lasts a long time, creating a reservoir of goodwill that carries through the more challenging moments of life. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When your thoughts are colored by care and presence, your actions reflect that, and she will feel it." Secondly, subtle and polite flirting. Many men are hesitant to flirt for fear of rejection or being too pushy. But in reality, most women appreciate gentle, natural flirting that feels fun. Sometimes, just a friendly smile, a loving glance, or a sincere compliment is enough to capture their attention. If you feel shy, remember that flirting doesn't have to be complicated. Sincerity and comfort are what matter most. The most effective flirting often feels like playful conversation that just happens to have a subtle undercurrent of attraction. It's a dance, not a transaction. Women have highly tuned radar for inauthenticity. They can sense when a man is reciting a script versus when he is genuinely enjoying the interaction. A slightly awkward but genuine compliment will always outperform a smooth, rehearsed line that lacks emotional weight. When you flirt from a place of genuine appreciation rather than a desire to get something from her, you create a space where she feels safe to respond in kind. This is the Stoic heart of genuine attraction, the ability to offer your authentic self without attachment to the outcome. When you master this, you become magnetic without even trying. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future." When you flirt, do not be anxious about whether she will respond positively. Simply enjoy the moment, the playful exchange, the shared smile. That presence is what she will remember. Third, gently touch her hair. This may sound simple, But for many women, hair is a very private and sensitive part of their body. A gentle touch, at the right time and in the right context, can create a feeling of intimacy and closeness. Of course, the context plays a crucial role. Touching her hair after a workout is certainly different from doing so when you're enjoying a peaceful evening together, such as sitting side by side in a movie theater with soft lighting. The atmosphere and naturalness will determine the feeling that the gesture evokes. Hair is often tied to a woman's identity, her femininity, and her sense of self-care. For that reason, a gentle stroke of her hair can feel incredibly special and intimate. It is a gesture that says, "I see you, and I cherish your softness." If you have never done it, try gently stroking or touching her hair sometime and pay attention to her reaction. You might notice her shoulders relax or her eyes close slightly, which are powerful non-verbal cues of trust. This is where emotional intelligence becomes crucial. When you are tuned in, you notice the small shifts in her mood, her body language, and her energy. This allows you to respond naturally instead of guessing or forcing anything. That awareness makes your presence feel calm and grounded, which is something women rarely experience. It is also important to understand that restraint is attractive. Not reacting impulsively, not rushing into physical closeness, and not trying to escalate too quickly creates a sense of control and confidence. Fourth, place your hand on her back. When you're together in public, gently placing your hand on her lower back can be a small gesture, but one that carries a lot of meaning. It conveys a feeling of being cared for, of companionship, and creates a comfortable atmosphere without being overly ostentatious. Similarly, putting your arm around her shoulder when you're together, or giving a gentle kiss on the back of her neck in private moments, can create very special feelings and increase the connection between you two. Such a simple action can make a woman feel comfortable, safe, and accompanied without being intrusive. It is a signal to the rest of the world, and more importantly, to her, that you are together and that you are guiding her through the crowd with care. These kinds of small gestures usually generate a very positive emotional response because they speak to a primal sense of partnership. They are non-verbal reminders that she does not have to navigate the world alone, that she has a reliable presence by her side who will navigate crowded spaces, awkward social situations, and the general chaos of life with her. This is the quiet power of presence. It's not about grand gestures, but about the consistent accumulation of small moments handled with intention and awareness. The difference between a man who leaves a lasting impression and one who is quickly forgotten rarely comes down to grand gestures or expensive gifts. It comes down to the quiet, consistent accumulation of small moments handled with intention and awareness. Over time, these small moments build trust. Trust then turns into comfort, and comfort opens the door to deeper attraction. Fifth, make her feel safe and protected. Most women are attracted to men who make them feel secure. Not because they need someone to solve all their problems for them, but because your calmness, confidence, and how you handle difficult situations can make them feel respected and cared for. Sometimes, just your presence in a difficult moment is enough to make her feel more at ease. Deep down, many women like the feeling of being cared for and protected. However, it's important to maintain balance because caring doesn't mean controlling or imposing. This is where emotional stability becomes crucial. There will always be moments when things don't go as planned. She might be late, she might disagree with you, or her mood might shift unexpectedly. These moments test you. Most men react quickly. They get agitated, tense, or defensive. But a man who is emotionally stable behaves differently. He pauses. He doesn't let the situation control his emotions. He remains calm and responds with clarity. He doesn't raise his voice or lose his temper. This calm energy creates a sense of stability, and people are naturally drawn to stability. When everything becomes unclear, the person who remains steadfast is the one others feel safe with. Be that man. Think of it this way. In a world that is increasingly chaotic, unpredictable, and demanding, a calm presence is like an anchor in a storm. When a woman sees that you can remain composed when things go wrong, she instinctively knows that you can handle the inevitable challenges of life and partnership. This is not about suppressing emotions. It is about mastering them. It is about recognizing that the external event does not have to dictate your internal state. And this mastery is deeply attractive because it promises safety, reliability, and a partnership that can weather the storms of life without collapsing. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Sixth, tell her you dreamed about her. It sounds simple, but this is a statement with a lot of emotional significance. When you share that she appeared in your dreams, it can create a very natural romantic atmosphere and make her feel special in a gentle but meaningful way. It might seem like a simple thing to do, but mentioning that she appeared in your dreams can create a powerful ripple effect of intimacy. When you tell a woman that she occupied your subconscious, you are effectively telling her that she is on your mind even when you are not trying to think about her. It implies that your connection transcends the conscious effort of daily conversation and seeps into the realm of the involuntary and the instinctual. This is deeply validating for her because it removes any doubt about your level of interest. It is not a calculated move, it is a confession of a natural occurrence, and that rawness is what makes it so appealing. Whether it was a vivid adventure or just a quiet, mundane scene, sharing that detail invites her into your private mental world, creating a bridge of vulnerability that strengthens emotional bonds. This is the power of sharing something personal without needing anything in return. When you speak from a desire to be known, there's a calmness in the way you do it. You're not seeking a specific reaction. You're not monitoring her body language while you talk to see if she's reacting the way you hoped. You simply share, and that absence of expectation creates a space where she can truly listen to you instead of feeling pressured to respond a certain way. Seventh, a man's beard. Many women find men with beards more attractive. Even a thin stubble or a neatly groomed beard often adds to a masculine and appealing look. A study published in 2013 showed that many people rated men most attractive when they let their beards grow for a few days rather than shaving them completely. Beards are often associated with maturity, masculinity, and confidence, and when well groomed, it can significantly increase attractiveness in the eyes of many women. This ties into something deeper, the power of presence and how you present yourself to the world. When you take care of your appearance, not to impress, but because you respect yourself, you send a powerful message. This is the quiet confidence of self-acceptance. When you truly accept yourself, when you stop needing external validation to feel whole, you become free. You become free from the fear of rejection, free from the need to impress, free from the anxiety of not being enough. And that freedom is incredibly attractive. It radiates from you without you having to say a word. She feels it. She feels the ease of your presence. She feels the lack of pressure. She feels that you are not trying to get something from her, and that makes her want to be around you. This is the Stoic ideal. To be so grounded in yourself that the world cannot shake you. To be so comfortable in your own skin that you do not need anyone else to confirm your worth. When you reach that place, you do not chase, you attract, you do not beg, you choose. And that is the deepest secret of attraction. And finally, an additional tip. A sincere and warm hug. Women often love hugs that are tight enough to feel secure but gentle enough to be comfortable. Such a hug not only shows affection but also makes her feel that you are truly present and care about her. Sometimes, the strongest bonds in a relationship aren't expensive gifts or flowery words. It could simply be a tender glance, a delicate touch, or a sincere hug at the right moment. It's these small details that often linger longest in a woman's heart. Think about the difference between a forgettable hug and one that leaves an echo. The forgettable hug fails because it operates on a social script. It's an act of platonic validation. The quick squeeze, the pat on the back, these are signals that close a loop. They say this is non-threatening. We are friends. This actively signals to her nervous system to remain in a state of friendly alert awareness, not intimate relaxation. The hug that creates an echo does the exact opposite. Its purpose is to intentionally break the social script. It must communicate calm, masculine control, and unwavering presence. A hurried, uncertain touch signals anxiety. A calm, grounded touch signals authority and safety, which is the prerequisite for arousal. When you hug her, slow down. Be present. Don't rush to end the embrace. Let her feel your warmth, your stability, your calm. That is what makes a hug unforgettable. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When you dye your soul with thoughts of presence, care, and self-acceptance, you become a man of substance." And women are drawn to substance. Now, let's bring all of this together. The 7 things we've explored. Gentle touch, subtle flirting, hair caresses, the hand on her back, making her feel safe, telling her you dreamed of her, and the appeal of a well-groomed beard. They all point to the same underlying principle: presence. Presence is not just being there. It is being there with intention. It is being there with awareness. It is being there with the capacity to create a space where she feels safe, seen, and valued. When you master presence, you become a man who naturally attracts women. Not because you are trying to, but because you are genuinely present. And that presence is rare. In a world full of distraction, where everyone is partially somewhere else, the person who can be completely here, completely with you, without dividing their attention between the past and the future and the phone and their worries, that person is magnetic in a way that transcends any technique. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught, "No great thing is created suddenly." This applies to the process of becoming the man who naturally attracts women. It does not happen overnight. It happens through consistent practice, through choosing presence over distraction, through choosing intention over impulse. And each day you practice, you build the evidence that you are the kind of man who does not need validation. And that evidence accumulates until it becomes who you are. If this resonated with you, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a brother who needs to hear this. And in the comments, tell me which of these 7 ideas resonated with you the most. I read every single comment and personally reply to as many as I can. Your insight might help another man finally understand what truly creates lasting attraction. Remember, the real power in any relationship is not in what you do. It is in who you are when you are not trying to do anything at all. Focus on building yourself, and the rest will follow naturally. See you in the next one.